Welcome back to the NCUR 2021 At-Home Oral and Performing Arts Training. Now that you have your profile set up, confirmed your session, and connected with other speakers in your session, you're ready to get access to the web conference features that you'll be using to present. This video is going to walk you through the playground. The playground for March 15th to the 17th will give you access to the web conference platform. Please be sure you're using Chrome or Firefox, as this is the preferred browser. In addition to using the same computer you'll be using for the playground and the day of your session, so you don't disrupt any settings. The playground for March 15th through 17th is where you will practice. All oral and performing arts presentations are live, so this is your time to practice. A few test sessions have been created to provide a place where you can familiarize yourself with the features of the web conferencing tool. You'll be able to test audio, video, view the control settings, practice uploading your presentation, practice with the playlist, and practicing your session. If you have any technical difficulties during this time, please reach out to NCUR Speaker Support at streampoint.com. Now let's dive into a session. Click on any of the test sessions under My Schedule. This is your basic session control panel. You'll see you have camera, microphone, files, apps, chat, playlist, participants, and notes. These are all options to enhance your presentation. You can use all or none of these options. Now let's dive into each one. Most important is to test your camera and microphone. Please make sure that you can hear yourself clearly and practice muting and unmuting yourself by clicking on the microphone icon. If you have any issues with sound, we recommend using a headset or headphones with a microphone on for best sound quality. Again, if you do have co-presenters, you will want to be sure you practice muting and unmuting yourself as others are speaking during your presentation. For camera, you should be able to see yourself. If you don't, please use the troubleshooting key that will pop up. You will see yourself on the main screen if you're not presenting any files. If you are presenting files, you will see yourself on the bottom panel. If you have any co-presenters, you will also see them along the bottom panel. Once you've tested your audio and video, it's important to be sure you know how to bring yourself on stage and remove yourself from stage. The live red button next to your name will bring yourself on stage. By on stage, we mean on screen. If you have any co-presenters, you'll also want to be sure that they click their live red button, which will bring them on stage. If you have co-presenters, they will appear with you on the main screen, or if you're presenting a PowerPoint or file, you will all appear at the bottom panel. Please be show ready. Before clicking your live button, be sure your camera and audio are on for a smooth transition. Once you are completed with your session, be sure yourself, along with your other co-presenters, click the live button so you are then removed. Under the Files tab is where you'll upload your presentation. The Files tab accepts PowerPoint, PDF, and image files only. The Files tab cannot support animation or notes, so please be aware as you are creating your PowerPoint or PDF. Do not use animations or the Notes tool. If you do use the Notes tool in PowerPoint, it will not translate. So please be sure you print out those materials prior so you can reference them. The Files tab is where you will go 5 days prior to your session to prepare and upload all your materials so they are ready the day of your presentation. Please note, during the practice period of the playground, March 15th through 19th, these files will be removed from the system. These are practice, so please do upload your file, add it to the playlist, but be mindful that these files will not be saved. You will need to upload the files 5 days prior to your session. The Files tab is where you'll host your presentation. Again, PowerPoint, image, and PDF are all acceptable pieces. This Session Files tab is also where the other presenters in your session will be housing their files. So please be sure when you upload a file to name it starting with your last name. Therefore, your files are easy for you to find and for your presenters to find their own. There is also an option to delete files here. Please be mindful of other presenters' files here. Do not delete anything that is not yours. After you've uploaded all of your files, you must add them to the playlist. That is highlighted below in the turquoise button. Please add to playlist once all your files are uploaded. On the day of your presentation, you will simply click the playlist to access all of your files. You do not need to upload or download anything. Be sure during the practice period that you've uploaded your files, added to the playlist, and then clicked on the playlist to find your files. Test your playlist. Get familiar with this function if you are going to be using one or more files during your presentation. You'll simply select Playlist and select the file that you wish to bring on screen. The file will then come on screen and your camera will be moved to the bottom along with any co-presenters that you have. You will still be on camera, but you'll be on the bottom of the screen. If at any time you want to change your files, you simply click Playlist and select your next file. Please note, attendees do not see this playlist feature or see you changing files. It is seamless from the attendee experience. To confirm, upload your files that you'll be using during your presentation, name them using your last name, click Add to Playlist, and then test them on the playlist. Another feature are apps, and these are ways to enhance your presentation. There are several apps on the menu, but I'm going to highlight the three most important and easily accessible apps. The first is Record the Session. Your session is not automatically recorded, so please designate a speaker from your session to click the record button 5 minutes prior to the session and once the session has completed. This is a very easy task, but it's really important that you do task a speaker with this. So you have one person logging in when you were all 5 minutes, 30 minutes prior, and clicking the record button 5 minutes. Another enhancement tool is the whiteboard. This is a fun, interactive way to engage with the audience. Here, you simply click on the whiteboard, and it's a built-in whiteboard functionality where you can draw using your mouth or a pencil tool. The next is a desktop share. This is a great way if you're sharing a website or if you're using Keynote on your Mac, you can use a desktop share as this won't reformat when you PDF it. Again, the desktop share is really for showcasing a website. If you do have a short video to showcase, you can do this as well. However, be mindful, this feature does not have sound capabilities. The desktop share will not have sound capabilities. This is really for those showcasing a website. We do recommend for best practice, if you are going to be using a PowerPoint or a file, to upload it in the file and playlist, as this is the most seamless way to view your presentation. There are two ways to interact with participants. On the Participants tab, you will see a listing of all the participants watching your session. If you would like to engage with the participants face-to-face, you can click on their live button that is next to their name, which will bring them on screen, similar to how the speakers come on screen. However, attendees cannot make themselves live. You would have to bring them live on. Attendees do have access to their camera and their microphone, so they will need to have these on if you're bringing them on screen. The most common way that you'll interact with attendees is through the chat feature. The room chat here is where all the session attendees will be engaging with presenters. It is a best practice to say hello in the chat before your session and ask attendees to use the chat or questions to ask their questions. The Q&A feature is the question mark, and these are where attendees will post their questions that are only viewable by a speaker or moderator. If, as a speaker, you would like to address these questions, you can do them during the Q&A function through audio or through your video. If you do want to type an answer, you will need to type that into the room chat. The last is the star, and that's the moderator chat. This is really just chat between the speakers and the moderators. This is not viewable by any other attendees. Therefore, you may want to use this chat to say hello to other speakers, or possibly let a speaker know that you're ending 5 minutes early, so you'll be using 10 minutes of Q&A. By March 19th, you should have completed the below checklist. This checklist is created to ensure you have the best session possible. Please be sure you complete the following during this practice period. The first 3 checks were covered in the first video. Confirm your session is in the My Schedule, viewed more details, understand your speaking order, and connected with other speakers. Here is where you'll practice your session. You've tested your audio and video. You've practiced uploading a file, adding it to the playlist, and viewing it from the playlist. You've clicked on the apps feature and are familiar with those enhancements, as well as know where the record button is. If you plan on sharing your screen, you've tested the desktop app share. You've added a reminder to your personal calendar 5 days before your session for you to log in and upload your final presentation materials. In addition, you've added a personal calendar day of your presentation 30 minutes prior, so you log in at the correct time of your live event. As a reminder, the March 15th through 19th period is a testing period, so anything that you upload will not appear in your session. You will need to do this 5 days prior. Our next video will cover what you will do 5 days and the day of your presentation.